It was a really interesting committee meeting in the DCMS, that's Digital Culture, Media and Sport, yesterday. And I didn't really pay a lot of attention to the beginning of that meeting until I was reviewing it today. In fact, I didn't. I trimmed the video so you didn't have to look at that bit because it seemed rather boring. And now I want to play it. And here it is.
Finally, shortly after we invited Dame Carolyn to appear before us, ITV announced an inquiry into the Schofield case. We've received the terms of reference for that on Monday, and we've published them on our committee's website yesterday. We don't expect that this inquiry will be a barrier to ITV answering any questions today, because we are seeking information that should already be available to the panel. Okay, before we start the questions, I'm going to ask any members if they have any interest to declare.
Almost
I should start
everyone has a link.
My father was a presenter of ITV for very many years.
I'm a former ITV employee. Yeah, I'm a former ITV employee.
I've accepted hospitality from ITV in the past.
I've been to ITV events over the years, and I'm a former news anchor for ITV.
I've accepted hospitality over the years from ITV as well.
And if we're doing that, I have as well.
Yeah, I went to dinner. We all have.
I don't know if I were going back, but I'm not sure if I ever know.
It's like Alcoholics
So we're
Anonymous.
just going to move on. Thank you very much. Dame Carolyn, since...
And the significance of this round of recognition that almost everybody on the committee has a link with ITV is important. Why? Because when we go back to 2019, a similar group of people there, probably not all the same, but many of them the same, there was a decision not to reconvene that committee, which was looking into the problems surrounding Love Island and Jeremy Kyle, and ostensibly the future of reality TV. And it decided, after hearing the testimony of 30-some production staff and the testimony of just 4 individuals who had been victims, who had been performers on reality TV, 2 from Love Island and 2 from the Jeremy Kyle show, that it was not going to reconvene the committee after the 2019 election. Traditionally, committees stop for an election, and then there's a decision about whether to reassemble them. This one should have been reassembled. Instead, the committee nodded through recommendations made by production staff and producers, and this became part of the rules now controlled by Ofcom, and any correspondence that one might have with the Secretary of State for DCMS gets a pretty routine response from, I've got it from Julia Lopez, saying that one should consult Ofcom. Ofcom then replies that it's got nothing to do with it. So you go round and round in circles, and it's sort of tiresome. It's bureaucratic, and it's passing the buck. But Ofcom and production is back in control. And why are we surprised? Because all the people in the DCMS appear to be in hoik to ITV. And now they've got another opportunity to investigate the mess that ITV has produced. And they're still all in hoik to ITV. Do we expect a proper investigation this time? Well, I don't know. I would hope so. I have enormous faith in the parliamentary process, even though there are bumps and problems. And I hope that these people, having recognized their connection to the television channel that they're investigating, I hope they will recognize that they have to make some sort of effort to see this through to the end. And I hope they're going to call on people who can genuinely speak of their experience of being involved in the rear end of television production, performers, incidental speakers on television who may or may not have been paid. Not necessarily production staff. So far, again, all the DCMS is doing is talking to producers who are being very, very clever with their wording. Very clever and evasive. And no, we just knew the rumours. So what? In any other world, the rumours are the foundation for fact-finding. So you didn't really bother to do the fact-finding. You ignored the rumours because it cushioned your pleasure. So I think we need to put pressure on the DCMS to do their job properly this time, and ideally to reconvene the committee hearing into Love Island and Jeremy Kyle, because clearly that committee was not finished, and clearly it was heavily influenced by a desire simply to appease the masters at ITV, and it gives a very, very nasty impression, and particularly when ITV is now back under the spotlight, having fallen foul again. So it's not just ITV which is at fault. I'm afraid the DCMS is at fault and the government is at fault for allowing this to happen. If everything had gone smoothly and ITV was never back in the DCMS being questioned, everything would be fine. But it's only a matter of, it's within the same parliament. It's the same groups. They haven't done their job, and the same rubbish is occurring. It's about production out of control. It's about the power of production. It's about manipulation. And it's about innocent individuals being hurt. It's about the abuse of power with the connivance of production. And also, I'm afraid, with the connivance of government and the DCMS. I think the present Secretary of State, Lucy Fraser, although she doesn't really like doing anything, needs to get her finger out and start answering some serious questions. She could also, for that matter, start answering some letters.